Today, I'm gonna get all achievements on SpongeBob Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated. But, in order to do so, this is gonna require me to complete every stage and get every collectible. Now the main achievements we need to get by the end of the game are Super Ultra Mega Spatula Seeker, Sock Opera, and 100% SpongeBob. Now for those who don't know, the main objective is to collect all the golden spatulas. It's pretty similar to collecting gold stars in Super Mario Sunshine or 64. Now there's also additional collectibles we can get called socks. These could be converted into golden spatulas, similar to converting blue coins into stars in Super Mario Sunshine. Now with that out the way, let's get this started. We start the run off in SpongeBob's house, which is pretty much this game's version of a tutorial. While in here, I proceed to collect one sock and one golden spatula. I also pick up all these little things that you're gonna see frequently throughout the run called shiny objects. This is this game's version of currency. We're gonna need a specific amount by the end of the run to give to Mr. Krabs to also get some more golden spatulas. So I'll be collecting as much as I could along the way. But after collecting everything in SpongeBob's house, that unlocks the first achievement. Time for tutorial. After exiting SpongeBob's house, I proceed to head on top of Squidward's roof to get an HP upgrade. Then I jump across to SpongeBob's roof to get a golden spatula. Then I proceeded to enter into Squidward's house and vandalize, rearrange his furniture for him, and that gives us another golden spatula. After hitting this little deer thing on Squidward's wall, that also gives me a sock, and if we harass him a bit, that'll unlock an achievement called Are You Ready Now? Now with the first two achievements out the way, we're on to the first area, Jellyfish Fields. Here we're greeted with our first objective, which is to defeat the King Jellyfish and heal Squidward's wounds with his jelly. I don't know, man. I just play the game. Now this is where we're greeted with our first couple of enemies, robots. These little guys and big guys are going to be sprinkled all over the game in different forms, shapes, and sizes. So I go ahead behind this hill and grab a sock. Then I hit this button which brings barrels out the water for some reason, and that allows me to get another sock. I head up the hill and then proceed to do some bungee jumping. Haha, you get it? Do you get it? Never mind. I got the spatula. That's all that matters. After that, we find a new robot type. This guy's pretty insane. If he hits you once, I'm just kidding. I just killed him like every other robot. I hop across some of these jelly trees and grab another sock. Then after destroying a robot spawning machine, I get another golden spatula. Then I do some tongue sliding, which kind of looks a bit uncomfortable or painful, but I guess SpongeBob doesn't care, and I pick up a sock along the way. After jumping across a couple of rock platforms, I meet with Patrick, which is one of the 3 playable characters in the game. Now Patrick has a special ability, and his is to pick up objects, mainly just tikis, watermelons, and these little ice cubes you will find around. You could use these to either hit buttons, enemies, or buttons and enemies, yeah, and even fling yourself across gaps. And he gave me a free golden spat. Wait, why do you even have that? Anyways, using Patrick, I'm now able to freeze water, which allows me to go grab a sock. I defeat some more robots, destroy another robot spawning machine, and get another golden spatula. After exiting the cave, I find a racist robot? You know what? That's none of my business. I'm here to get some stuff and leave. It's racially motivated, wow. So I murdered him. And here's where we find Mr. Spuff. She gives me an objective to destroy some of these little water towers that are like generating water underwater, I guess? Whatever, it doesn't matter. I destroyed them and I got another golden spatula. I froze some more water and picked up another sock. Then I swapped back to SpongeBob using this bus stop character swapping station thing. Yeah, and picked up another sock and another spatula. God, I'm gonna be saying this a lot. And then after reaching the top of the hill, we encounter one of the first bosses, King Jellyfish. Now, this guy is pretty insane. He has crazy patterns and a crazy moveset. Now the way you do— I lied. I just smacked him 3 times and he died. It's not that serious. Then I grabbed his jelly? I don't like the way that sounds. I slid down the hill, grabbed the sock, and then a golden spatula. After bringing that said jelly back to Squidward, he gave me another one. With this area just about complete, I head on to downtown Bikini Bottom. Here we meet Mrs. Puff, yet again. I know. And she wants me to collect 11 steering wheels for her. Now I'll be passively doing this as I go through this area, so don't worry about it. I decided to go hit a couple funny buttons and drop an anvil on a cannon for some reason and get another golden spatula. I go grab another sock, then I encounter a new enemy, which Gary proceeds to then murder. Then I broke the game a little bit. I grab another sock, and now I'm able to turn into Sandy. She's my personal favorite because she has the ability to glide and swing off with these little Texas symbols, but it's mainly the gliding ability that just really makes her so much easier to use. And while I'm Sandy, I pick up another golden spatula, then I become SpongeBob so I could jump on top of this windmill and pick up another sock, then transform back into Sandy, started doing a time trial, which I then completed and got yet another golden spatula, then I grabbed another sock, then I grabbed another spatula, then I turned back into SpongeBob, killed a bunch of enemies inside this tower, I grabbed another spatula and another sock. I know, crazy. I proceeded to the Sea Needle where I met Mr. Krabs, and he wanted me to destroy all the tikis inside the Sea Needle, which I did, and I got yet another golden spatula. While doing that, I happened happened to find all of the wheels for Mrs. Puff, and in return, I got a golden spatula. And since that's all I could really get for now, I decided to head on to the next area, which is Goo Lagoon. Upon entering this area, we met Larry, you know, the lobster from the show, right? You guys watched the show, right? Never mind. He needed me to destroy a robot on top of a bunch of boxes because it's blocking the sun. And in order to do so, I needed to turn these little reflectors inside of the lifeguard towers, shine them on each other, and then shine it towards the robot. But at the moment, I can only do half. The other one's across the water, which I have to somehow make it over there. So I turned into Patrick and did a couple parkour challenges and got another sock. Mrs. Puff, yet again, needs me to do something for her. I know. You're gonna be seeing her a lot. Somehow the children she brought to the beach with her got stuck to balloons and started floating around. I honestly don't know. But as I was doing it, I grabbed another sock, I returned the children to her, and got another spatula. I climbed on this sandcastle and got another sock. Then I climbed on top of another sandcastle and got another golden spatula. As Patrick, I froze some water and grabbed the sock. I did a little bit more parkour and got another spatula. Then I turned back into SpongeBob to sacrifice my life for another sock. Then I found another sock and another spatula. Then I turned into Patrick and got another sock. Oh, this is getting tiring. I did a little mini game as Patrick inside the amusement park and got yet another sock. Then I jumped on top of these tents and got another one. After destroying a couple of robots in the amusement park, I got another spatula from Mr. Krabs. Then I paid this clam a couple of shiny objects to unlock a bungee area for SpongeBob. This allows me to get another golden spatula. Then if we head below the amusement park, I decided to freeze the water, which allowed me to walk over to this golden spatula. Then I flung myself over to the robot that Larry wanted me to destroy as Patrick. I transformed into SpongeBob, shined the light on the robot, which destroyed him. Then I headed back to Larry, and he gave me a golden spatula. And that's Goo Lagoon 100% complete. Now with those areas complete, we can proceed to our second boss. This is Robo Sandy. She's not the most difficult as with most bosses in this game. You just hit her a couple of times with SpongeBob and Patrick, and she's pretty simple to take down, which unlocks another golden spatula and an achievement. After defeating her, we unlock a second part of Bikini Bottom, and this gives SpongeBob a new ability to Bubble Bowl. This is kind of like his version of like a ranged attack, I guess you could say, and this will allow us to get more unlocks and kill enemies just a bit easier. Firstly, I decided to jump on top of this building and grab an HP upgrade. Then I did a little bit of parkour to the other building and got another golden spatula. I entered Sandy's house and saw that she had a robot infestation, so I cleared that out for her and got yet another golden spatula. I went outside and whacked this fountain, and for some reason, it gave me a sock. I decided the first area I wanted to complete here would be the murmur layer. Now after coming down here, I picked up a golden spatula that was just sitting here. I did a little bit of bungee jumping and I got a sock. Then I turned into Patrick, hit a couple of buttons for Mermaid Man and a couple of buttons for Barnacle Boy, and that got me 2 golden spatulas. I slid down this metal slide, which also got me a sock. I found another spatula just sitting here. Then I found another golden spatula that was just sitting here, and a sock. Then I found Mr. Krabs, who for some reason is down here. I don't know why. He needed me to do a ball puzzle for him, so I did it, and that gave us another golden spatula, an achievement, and a sock. I went back to a computer and got a golden spatula for hitting a couple of buttons. This wound up releasing a boss named Prune, which is Mermaid Man's arch nemesis. It didn't matter anyway, because I murdered him and got another golden spatula. Now, with this area 100% complete, I head over to Sand Mountain. Here on Sand Mountain, we basically have to do a couple of challenges, and this will give us spatulas and socks. I destroyed the snowman, which gave me a sock, and then I did some bungee jumping and got a golden spatula. I went under this bridge and got another sock, turned into Sandy and got another golden spatula. Now we have our first challenge given to us by Mrs. Puff again, I guess, which is a time trial. This can only be completed as SpongeBob, which is fine because it's not that hard. While doing the challenge, I picked up 2 socks along the way. Then when I got to the bottom of the mountain, I got another spatula and then 1 more for completing her challenge. Since I missed one on the slope, I came back as Sandy and I picked up the sock. Now on to the next slope, we have a time trial given to us by Bubble Buddy, and here we have to destroy 8 snowmen. After successfully completing his time trial, I got a golden spatula for making it to the bottom of the mountain and a golden spatula from him. I went back and destroyed all 8 snowmen and got another sock. This gave me the achievement Sock Concert. We're almost there, and I got another sock. Now we're on to the final course and the final time trial, which this one happens to be the hardest. But we pulled through and still did it. Went to the bottom of the mountain, got our 2 spatulas, 1 from the bottom and 1 from Larry. Then I got another achievement. I went back on the course as Sandy and got 2 more socks, and with that being said, that's Sand Mountain 100% complete. Now with all these spatulas collected, I decided to head on to the next boss, Robo Patrick, which obviously I totally destroyed, of course. Now with him down, we have SpongeBob's final ability, this bubble missile. This allows us to go back and obtain every collectible that we missed and every collectible from this point on. Oh yeah, and defeating him gives us an achievement and a spatula. Now that we have these new abilities, I went back to Bikini Bottom to get the remaining collectibles we missed. I picked up a spatula and 2 socks. Now I went all the way back to Jellyfish Fields, did a little bit of bowling, picked up a sock, another sock, another sock, and another sock, and another sock, and a sock. I think you get it at this point. Now with those two areas 100% complete, it's time to get all the spatulas in Bikini Bottom. I went and hit these 3 buttons on the side of the chum bucket. This allowed me to go on top and get a golden spatula. I jumped from the top of the chum bucket onto the Krusty Krab sign, and that gave me an HP upgrade. Then I went to the back, hit a dumpster, and that gave me another sock. After entering the Krusty Krab and destroying all the robots inside, I got me another golden spatula from Mr. Krabs. Then I went inside the chum bucket and picked up another one that was just sitting here. Then I went back into the Krusty Krab and showed Mr. Krabs why he should give me a pay raise, and he gave me a sock for it. I went back and spoke to Patrick, who gave me a sock. Then I went into his house, destroyed his couch, and that gave me another sock. I went inside the retirement home to smack a TV, and that gave me a sock for some reason. And with Bikini Bottom 100%, now we can move on to Rock Bottom. Now that we're in Rock Bottom, we meet Mrs. Puff. Again. I know. Why is she here? Why is she everywhere? She's literally everywhere. Anyways, she gives me a quest, and she needs me to collect 6 picture frames for her. She wouldn't tell me why, so I just did it anyways in hopes that I got a golden spatula. I turned into Sandy, picked up 2 golden spatulas, and a sock. Then I turned back into SpongeBob and spoke to Barnacle Boy, who was inside this museum that was on total lockdown for some reason. Like, I know museums are important, but geez, this is a bit much, don't you think? As I was disabling all the traps, I picked up a golden spatula. Then I turned off all the traps, found another sock, and another sock. Then I turned into Sandy because Plankton needed me to destroy mega lasers. I don't know why they're down here in the first place, but yeah. While doing this, I got a sock and then 2 golden spatulas. Never mind, make that 3. I found one just sitting here. Yeah. Then I spoke to Mr. Krabs, and as I was doing his time trial, I picked up a sock and then got a golden spatula. I proceeded to head back to Mrs. Puff, and she gave me a golden spatula for finding all her paintings. I returned to the museum as Sandy and found the last 2 socks, and that's Rock Bottom 100% complete. Now we're on to the kelp forest. And as soon as I walk in, I get smacked by a leaf and instantly die. Because for some reason, this leaf has anger issues. I don't remember that ever being a thing, but okay, I'm sorry for whatever I did to you. What? I just fucking entered! Oh yeah, and guess what? Guess who we see here? Take a guess. Mrs. Puff, yet again, for the 18th time. And she lost her kids. Yet again. But I went ahead and I started doing her objective for her because I knew this would give me a spatula anyways. She's such a terrible teacher. I do a little bit of leaf jumping and I pick up a sock. Did a little bit more bowling and pick up another sock. I found this spatula just sitting here. Again. After going a little deeper into the forest, we found out that Mr. Krabs needs us to throw tikis on these little switches. Yeah, you know, it gives us a spatula, so I'm gonna do it anyways. While on my way to get those tikis, I did a little time trial, got a golden spatula, then I picked up 2 socks. This leaves us at 69 socks. We're almost there. Now that I'm back and I completed Mr. Krabs' puzzle, we can obtain a golden spatula and continue deeper into the forest. Here we meet Barnacle Boy, and he needs us to dive into this cave and get some crystals for his energy, for a secret ability. Sure, this series of puzzles requires me to swap between SpongeBob and Patrick over and over again to get all the crystals for him. While I was getting those crystals, I found another sock and the last camper I needed from Mrs. Puff. I gave all the crystals back to him and he gave me another spatula. And after trying to exit the cave, I found another spatula. Once I exited, I found Mermaid Man and he needed me to do a time trial for him. So I slid down the vines and on my way down, I found a sock, a spatula at the bottom, and I got a spatula for completing his time trial. Then I returned all the way back to Mrs. Puff to get another golden spatula. I went back and I grabbed the last sock as Patrick, and that leaves this area 100% complete. We're on to the final 2. The second to last area happens to be the Flying Dutchman's graveyard, where, you guessed it, we're meeting the Flying Dutchman. But for someone as terrifying and ghostly as him, he needs us to help him destroy robots that are attacking his boat. Doesn't seem so threatening anymore, I guess. Well, after entering this area, I defeated the final robot we needed for the Robot Encyclopedia achievement. Then I used my bubble rocket to stop this hatch from producing some goo to lower the goo level, yeah, and that allows me to do this time trial and get another golden spatula. Then if I go behind the same tower I shot with the rocket, I find another golden spatula. And after climbing up the hill, I found another golden spatula. Then I turned into Sandy and headed back to get a sock that I couldn't reach as SpongeBob. After defeating some more robots as Sandy, I got the achievement Swirl Smasher. Then I picked up 2 more spatulas. Now that I made it to the 2 boats, I was able to disable all the robot defenses. After doing so, I found a sock and a spatula. Then I launched the cannons and the Flying Dutchman says, "You know what? I changed my mind. Go fuck yourself." And Sandy's like, "No, we're not taking that. I'm gonna kick your ass." Then after kicking his ass, we got another golden spatula. I returned to the ship because I missed one right on the top, and I missed the sock. And with those picked up, now we have the Flying Dutchman's graveyard 100% complete. And for the final area, we have SpongeBob's dreams. We get our first spatula for riding this metal beach ball. I don't know why it's metal, don't ask me. And that leaves us with 75 spatulas. We found another one chilling on top of Squidward's house, and another one at the end of all the platforming. With all those collected, I headed on into Sandy's dream. I picked up a spatula, a sock, another sock, and another sock. and a spatula. Now we head on into Squidward's dream, which is essentially just a giant parkour course. Yeah. Here we're able to pick up a sock and a golden spatula. After completing that, we have to enter Mr. Krabs' dream, which is probably the hardest out of them all because we have to defeat this endlessly spawning robot area. Kind of endlessly, kind of not. But after defeating all the robots, we were able to pick up a sock and then get the spatula. And now for the final spatula that we can obtain from just playing the game, it's inside Patrick's dream. We speak to him and he says after all that hard work, you could just have this one. And he just hands it over to us. Patrick, you're the best, and you mean so much to me. Thank you so much. And with all that being said, we have every obtainable spatula in the game except for the sock one and the ones you get from Mr. Krabs. So now I had to go farm up 108,000 shiny objects so that we could trade them to Mr. Krabs to get our final 8 spatulas from him. And after farming for a painful like 30 minutes or so, I gave my socks to Patrick. He gave me my spatulas. I gave my shiny objects to Mr. Krabs. And he gave me my spatula. Wait, he didn't take all 108,000? Wait a second. Wait. Oh, okay. So the source I was using, I didn't actually read it fully. It said you needed 108,000 on the previous version. Oh, they changed it. I wasted 30 minutes of my life? Okay, that's good to know. That's cool. Okay, I'm okay. That's fine. Anyways, that leaves us with 98 spatulas. And with all that being said, we have the final boss in the game, Robo SpongeBob, which actually isn't as hard as you'd think. He's pretty simple, just like the other bosses in the game. And after defeating his first phase, that gives us 1 spatula, which leaves us at 99. And then after defeating his second stage, that gives us the final spatula, Spatula 100. And that is Battle for Bikini Bottom Rehydrated, 100% completed, everything collected, everything done. Finally, this only took about 10 hours of playtime, but it was worth it. It wasn't worth it. I don't know, man. But hey, I hope you enjoyed. If you have any game suggestions, leave them below. Thank you for watching.